What up? Steph Curry here from TarverAcademy.com. My hand's all up in my face. Okay, so I've got my next interview tip for you. All right, this is just something that I've experienced, and it's been through multiple interviews and multiple different jobs. I mean, just hundreds of jobs. This is something I've noticed always happens, and it's something you need to be cognizant of, knowing this going in. Okay, you are going to have a subtitle. Whenever you have interviews and you're interviewing, 3 or 10, or especially if you have even more, anytime you interview multiple people and it's not somebody that already works at the place they're interviewing, they're not trying to get a promotion. If you're trying to get a job at a new location, you will have a subtitle in the interview room. That means that whenever they're talking about you, there's a lot of names, and names are hard to remember. It's hard to think, this one's Smith or Jones or Franklin or whatever your last name is. It's hard to put all the names together because you want to associate that with a person. And so what you're going to do is, before you go in the interview, you're going to have a subtitle, and then after the interview, you're going to have a subtitle. But it could be the same one, but you will have a subtitle. For instance, on your resume, if you had something interesting on there or something bad on there, something you say that you have bad time management skills, that's going to be your subtitle. When they're discussing, who should we interview, which person's next, the bad interview skills person, that's how they're going to talk to each other about remembering who you are. Out of the list of the pool of 30 or 40 or 80 or 100 candidates, they're going to remember you from something that sets you apart from other people. Whether it's good or bad, something's going to set you apart. For instance, one of the things I've put on resumes before whenever I applied for jobs, I was on Tosh.0. It was a show. It's just not a lot of people put that on the resume, but since I do videos on the side, people like that. What does that matter for education besides the fact that kids run into my room and say, I like Frappuccinos a lot, and quote something that I did, or do a surprise trust fall, something that was on Tosh.0. It doesn't really relate directly to my teaching, but my subtitle going into an interview is going to be, it's Tosh.0 guy. Or if you've had a YouTube video that did really well, you're I put this on my resume, I had a YouTube video that did well. You're the YouTube guy. You're gonna have a subtitle, and whenever you apply for the job initially, you have the opportunity to dictate what that's gonna be based on whatever your extremity is, either whether it's good or bad. Whatever the extremity, the outlier for you compared to other candidates, that's going to be your subtitle. So my recommendation to you is, when you're filling out your resume, set yourself apart from somebody else. Because if you don't have a subtitle, if you're applying for a teaching job and you're a brand new teacher, just like 30 other people who are brand new teachers, set yourself apart. Because whenever we're looking through candidates, GPA, yes, it's fairly important. Where you went to school, sometimes it's important. Honestly, not usually. Okay, getting your foot in the door, you need a subtitle. So think of something creative, think of something out of the box. And if you're doing it on your resume, that sentence at the beginning that everybody puts or should put that says quick summary or quick look or whatever it is that summarizes you in one sentence as a candidate, toss it in there. Toss in a trait that you have that sets you apart from somebody else. Don't say I'm very organized or I'm good with people, because everybody's going to say that unless they don't know how to interview. All right, so give yourself a good subtitle, and then once you get in an interview, whatever you say, whatever comments you make, or what you bring to the table, that's going to be your subtitle as well. So I recommend bring a bam, bring a kapow moment, a kazam moment if you're a fan of Shaquille O'Neal. Bring that to the interview. So if you have a magazine article where you were published or you had your picture on it, or if you bring in an iPad with a teaching video of you playing on repeat and you want to hand that around so people can see you teaching, that can be your kapow moment. You can be the iPad person. All right, so you're going to have a subtitle whenever you apply, or not, which you're probably not going to get an interview unless they're just looking to fill some spots. And two, that's better. Two, think of your subtitle when you interview. So always keep in mind what sets you apart. You and your interview are going to get the job, but what's going to be that thing that they remember you by and is drilled in their head as that's you? So think about that. Thank you. Please subscribe. Believe in your dreams. Share this with somebody who's trying to get a job. And that's all I got, really. I just thinking about you today. Thinking about you. Bye.